Welcome back to my channel once again, you guys. I'm actually going to bring you yet another tutorial on Applied Energistics 2. Now, before we go ahead and get started, I recently did a tutorial on how to craft your ME controller, and I showed you while doing so that you use it to power just a couple of machines that use what we call AE2 power. And then I went through and showed you, how to build your controller, kind of the shape you can do, the size you can do of it, and then dense cables, smart cables, and terminals. Now today I'm just bringing you something very quick, and that's how to set up a very small and basic ME computer. People call it many things. Around my server, we like to just call it an ME. So in this case, what you're going to need is at least a 1K storage cell, a ME drive, a crafting terminal, a couple of smart cables, a couple of dense cables, and ME controller. Now, with the smart cables and the dense cables, if I actually show you right now, is that there are many colors, but we're going with very basic, so you're going to need the smart cable Fluix, which is the very beginning of it. From here you can turn it colored. Let's go ahead and look at the red one. For example, you just take about 8 regular smart Fluix cables and then put your dye of choice in the middle. You can see here there's red, black, lime, or lime being green if you want to call it that. But you have 2 greens, so you have green and lime. You have some pink, purple, magenta. So we're going to go ahead and just get straight to the basics. I'm actually on my server right now, and that's my mining base, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started. It's very simple. I'm going to assume that you already have these items. If you don't, they're not hard to make. Like I said, we went over how to make the controller, which is skystone, some pure Fluix crystals, and an engineering processor. Of course, you have the dense cables. You're going to need, well, like it says here, you're going to need some covered cables, some Fluix covered cables, glowstone, and redstone. How you make the covered cables is get a ME glass, Fluix glass cable, and then of your choice of wool, because it'll turn into just a covered. Once you make a couple of those covered ones, you just get glowstone, redstone, and it'll make your dense. And then of course we already know how to make your smart cable Fluix. You make the covered ones again, some redstone, and some glowstone dust. Or, I guess this is one way, I never really did this, but you can take regular smart cables and use water to make smart cable, which I'm going to ignore that. That's kind of like a false little recipe right there. So yeah, follow this one, you'll get your smarts. And then we're going to go over the terminal. This is just a regular crafting terminal. If you're on my server, you'll see that there are quite a bit of terminals. Different mods have different integrations with the Applied Energistics. But for the crafting terminal, you're going to need a calculation processor, crafting table, and an ME terminal. ME terminal is going to need a logic processor, annihilation core, formation core, and an illuminated panel. There's multiple types, so it doesn't matter. Your drive, you're going to need some iron, some engineering processors, some glass cable, Fluix, and then your 1K storage drive, some iron, some redstone, some quartz glass, and some 1K ME storage components. Those are made by logic processor, some Certix cores, pure Certix crystals, charged Certix quartz. It kind of tells you can use all 4, and then some redstone. So given that you have all these materials, let's get straight to the point, is you can just plop down your controller. From here, dense cables allow you to do 32 channels, smart cables allow you to do 8 channels, But in the case that we're going to say that you want to hook a couple of things onto one big channel, then you go ahead and you can do the dense cable, and then take your smart cable from here and connect your crafting terminal. And since you can't access it because there's no power and no drives, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take wherever you're getting your power source, you're going to want to make your cables that you need. Any cables typically work, and you're going to hook it up to this. In the case for being a tutorial, we're going to go ahead and hook up the creative power. This is just for an example. But once you go ahead, it's this mechanism, the best way usually because it's universal cables. You can hook up to here and there's power, but you still don't get anything. You still can't put anything in there. If I try to put my armor in there, it doesn't go in. That's when the ME drive comes in. Stick it on anything. You can stick it on this edge. You can stick it on any sides. Here, 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 wherever the heck you want it. In the case right now, you can stick it right here for basic reuses, or if you want to just stick it on the same channel and you only have a small space, stick it behind here if you want. It will connect to a dense cable, so plop it right down, stick a 1K storage drive in there, and then now you see that I can actually stick this in there. So now that you see that's how that works, one thing I want to go over is the 1K storage cells only use, it says 1,024 bytes used. That means you can only, if I'm correct, only use 1,024 items, but you can do 63 types. So if I had 63 completely different items, that would fill it up. Or if I had 1,024 of one item, that would also fill it up. So there you go, guys. This is a very small scaled, very basic setup for it. I do hope this guys helps you for any type of use. I know some of my server been asking how to set up some of these things, and it does get a little complex. So just for simple setups, this will get you started. From here you can do machines, you can do other terminals to control liquids. You can also do ore processing, material makings, for maybe auto crafting. That all is what you can do with the ME. Of course, that is a completely off from basic. It's probably going to be more of your advanced material as far as ME goes. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's